Yeah, guys, we're not looking at a parking lot of boats. We're looking at a history of boats that were sunk in Lake Mead that have been recovered from the shoreline, and Park Services have finally pulled them out and stuck them out here. Just take a look at this parking lot of boats that were sunk. Man, from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Some of these have registrations on them, but these were all down in the bottom of the lake, and they all became exposed once the water dropped low enough to where they could fetch them out. Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Joey, this is Maria.
Hi everyone.
Welcome
back here.
Yeah, welcome back. You're watching VegasDtech, and today, guys, we're out at Lake Mead to give you the Lake Mead water report on scene. I got my yearly pass updated, and I talked to the ranger about coming out here and doing this report. Everything seems to be cool. I used to come out here all the time. For all the new subscribers that are new to my channel, this was something that I used to do religiously when the drought at Lake Mead was happening a few years back, when the water level got to its critical point where we're at 1,040 feet. So there's no better way for you to have an idea of what's going on at Lake Mead unless you actually have a person that lives in Las Vegas that is right here on scene. And I'm going to bring you right out. We're at Hemingway Harbor right now at the Las Vegas Marina, and I'm going to take you down to the shoreline, and we're going to go ahead and have a shoreline update and report to see just exactly how much of this water drop. We had 6 feet of water drop in the, since March, and another 2 feet down since then, so like 7 feet of water drop. We're gonna actually come out here and take a look and see what impact that has had to the actual shoreline as we walk it, okay? And it looks like right now here, guys, they have some new construction and infrastructure that they're prepping for, and they're always being ready to push the marina out further, okay? So right behind it, guys, you're gonna see Saddle Cove right behind there. And Saddle Cove, guys, this right here is the deepest part. This is the deepest channel in Lake Mead. This marina has already been moved. We're gonna go to the other old marina, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. I haven't been out there in like 8 months, so I'm interested myself to see just how crazy it's gonna look. But they have relocated this marina here. This is it. This is the deepest part of the channel right now, and the biggest concern that they have is if they have to keep extending this. You see this right here? I'm gonna point where those trucks are. Beyond the trucks, way back there, this is where the ramp started, and it has moved all the way down through here. All of this was underwater, guys, and they've had to keep extending and extending and extending all the way out to where it is right now because of the amount of water that has been lost over the decades here at Lake Mead. And as you can see here, guys, we have all this new infrastructure. It does look like, take a look, guys, this is corrugated. This is the corrugated stuff that they use to extend the ramp. Here it is, let's take a look. Exactly what I'm talking about, guys. Project name, Extend Public Launch Ramp at Hemingway Harbor. Here it is, guys. So this is all the new infrastructure that they're going to use. They are prepping for this water level to drop an additional 20 feet. And if that happens, guys, they are going to have to utilize this stuff here to extend this ramp. So let's just keep on pushing over here and see what we've discovered. I'm actually excited to come out here right now, man. The weather is actually nice, a little bit windy. Good thing I've got these mics right here so that you can actually get good audio, because without good audio, who wants to watch a video, right? All right, guys, so here's what the stuff actually looks like, and it's going to be to replace what you see out here. Let's run out here and take a look. So you can see how this stuff right here has ripples in it. It's kind of like corrugated. Looks like it's for traction of trailers, you know, and all that stuff over there is going to be attached to this to push it out. This is all that we have left right here in order to launch boats. You're going to have these 2 little slips. It's the only area around Lake Mead that people can actually launch their boats. So this is it, guys. Let's take a look back here. Look at that. It looks like a runway. And that thing goes back there at least a quarter of a mile. And all of this stuff is extended ramp. So as you guys can see here, this is one of the two last slips where people come out here to launch their boats. And I'm anxious to see just how much shoreline is exposed from the rapid water that has gone out. And when the water leaves rapidly, guys, this is when you see a dramatic change in the amount of shoreline that's available. Yeah, man, all of this stuff right here. Yeah, these cables right here get released, and they keep moving these blocks around right here. They push them out and they moor this ramp to that block to hold it. And this thing is floating, so they can keep pushing this thing out as far as they have to in order to extend this. And oh my God. Yeah, guys, the corrugated area right here, you can see the corrugated area is almost run out completely, and it's going into the mud. And that's the reason why they're gonna have to take those new planks that you see back over there, and they're gonna extend it to these guys right here to extend this out further to where the trucks can come back in here and undo their boats from this location on this little slip. And if we have a little bit closer of a look down here, you can see where they link together, the little locks. They actually join together and they lock just like this right here. And they continue to go to the next one. This one's split open somehow. Yeah, but then there's another one right here. They lock it and they just keep on extending it. You know, it looks like a two foot piece to extend it all the way out as far as they need to. And it looks like it ends. It looks like it ends right here. And look, here's the pier. This is where it ends. So as they need to extend this out further, that's why they brought all that new stuff out there to add to this. So the water level today, guys, here at Lake Mead is going to be 1,051.36 feet. That is 177 feet down from its maximum water level. So we have seen 14 days of water drop according to the reports being released for the Lake Mead water data. And Lake Mead right now is about 30 to 35% of its full capacity. The inflows right now, according to the Lake Mead data reports, are going to be about 8,000 cubic feet of water coming in, 8,000 cubic feet per second of water coming in from Glen Canyon, being released down to this reservoir. And then Hoover Dam, which is located right on the other side of this hill right here, it's going to be the dam. Hoover Dam is releasing about 13,000 cubic feet per second of water going out. So there's about a 5,000 cubic feet per second differential between what we're getting and what we're releasing at the beginning of summer here. And that is creating 14 full days of water droppage. And they're saying that they're anticipating another 20 feet of water droppage as the year progresses. Alrighty guys, so Maria's trying to hide and get some shade back here. That's what she does best. I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys with me. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the shoreline here. A very interesting fact that I wanna give you here is for every 1 foot of vertical water loss, okay, so where you could see that best here is the white line, right? You see the white line right there? That is where the water level was. Now, for every 1 foot of vertical water drop, depending on the topography and the slope of the shoreline, it can equate up to 15 to 20% of shoreline water exposure. So I like to go down here and walk around the shoreline to actually see what that looks like and what the impact of losing that much water that rapidly will look like to us. So let's go over here and have a look at it. This is the algae that's normally at the bottom of the lake bed. And you could see some of the other people that weren't quite as lucky. I don't really know that I want to actually walk through this. She's very daring to walk across that. I'm not going to go through there. There's even a cone right there that normally means don't do that, but she don't listen. But anyway, she's a lot lighter than me, so maybe she doesn't have to follow these rules. So guys, it feels kind of surreal to be right here at this location, because as you can see, there's a boat being launched right here at the Hemingway Harbor ramp. Right where I'm standing right now, this was the exact location where they discovered the one barrel that had that one body inside of it, right here at this location. You know, it was a barrel here attached to a cable like this, and it was right here at this location. Now you just take a look at this. Look how beautiful it is. It's beautiful today, but that one fateful day, it wasn't beautiful for that person that was found in that barrel that was right here, which was right next to the marina. Now at that time, that marina wasn't here, right? When that barrel was dropped off here, this marina was about 2 miles down the road that way, and they moved everything down here and brought all this people coming down here and in and out of boats and stuff like this. And then when the water receded back out to where it was, it just exposed that barrel, and that's where they discovered it, like right there. But let me take you back over here and show you how quickly the water erosion cuts have happened. You see the terracing, and you go up, you can see the terracing, and you go up and you keep seeing the terracing. That's what it looks like, guys. And you can just see how rapidly this stuff happens here as it pushes right on out to the lake. From right where Maria's at right now, if I had a football, I'm fairly certain that I could heave that football and it would make it out to those tires. And if that's the case, I would say that's a good 30 yards. 30, maybe 40 yards, something like that, to where that's at. And there's another wake barrier out here. It looks like they've got maintenance crews out here that are doing something. Maybe they're moving these things around. I don't know. When these guys are out here, they're doing something. And I can see the water buoys. Look I can see the sandbar. It's about to close this thing off right here. See this sandbar? See this thing right here, this jetty? It's going right out, and it's sandbarring right along here, which soon, if the water drops, this is gonna go completely out to the tires. That's how low the water is right here in this channel. This is one of the spots here on this cove, which is nearby the marina, that I come to, and I always kind of gauge how much water has receded based on this cove right here. And there's a couple of water cuts that you could see here right away, but you can see the water cuts right here. There's a water cut, water cut, water cut. Here's like 1, 2, here's 3 steps of water cut right now. And there's another barrel sitting down here. Yeah, there's another remnants of another barrel right here. That's exactly the type of stuff where they found that body inside, right in that thing right there. All right, guys, so we are actually up here on top of this the cove here on top of it, and take a look at this. For every 1 foot of vertical water, depending on the topography and the slope of the terrain here, it can equate up to 15 to 20 feet of water of shoreline exposure, which you guys can see right now through all of these. This is totally wet. This thing couldn't even hold coyote prints. You can see it all along this shoreline. You can see more of those mooring blocks. We'll use those as a reference. We'll use this as more of a reference throughout this summer when we keep coming out here doing these water reports at Lake Mead. And we'll take a look at these blocks right here. And as you can see in this video where it's at, it's actually still in the water slightly. And then as the water recedes out, we'll see how far back the water. So stay tuned and keep up with my videos so I can give you these on-scene real live reports, and we'll take a look at how far this water block is in, say, a week into a month. We'll see how far the water, how quickly it goes out. I tell you, even though the water loss is bad and it's terrible, water loss has always been a thing here at Lake Mead. It goes up, it comes down. A good wet water year, this stuff will all come back. But then these long, hot, dry summers where we're not getting a wet water year, this topography completely changes. But man, if you like to hike and you like to walk around Lake Mead and take a look, if you like doing that type of stuff, you're gonna get all this new stuff. And right now, this jetty is about to hit a sandbar, and that sandbar is about to be able to open up all the way out to those tires, man. I think they're gonna close this thing up where boats can't come through here anymore, but it's still a beautiful thing to look at, guys. Let's go. And who is this lady down here? What is this person doing down here, huh? Are you taking in this beautiful view?
I'm having a good time here.
GoPro. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Isn't this beautiful?
It is.
Look at how beautiful that water looks, guys. So guys, I wanted to dispel some information that a lot of people have wrong when they are talking about the water level at Lake Mead. So right now, the water level at Lake Mead is what? 1,051.56 feet. Now you might think, wow, what are you guys complaining about? You know, you got 1,056 feet worth of water at Lake Mead. See, that's the problem. No, that's above sea level, okay? Lake Mead is about 874 feet above sea level, okay? The actual maximum depth of Lake Mead water-wise from the top of the water to the bottom of the lake is about 374 feet when it's full. But right now we're taking a look at 182 feet with the water drop that's out here right now. The maximum water level at Lake Mead is 182 feet. But on average, you guys, on average, as we go around the lake, some areas are deeper than others, but on average, the water depth here at Lake Mead is only 128 feet deep. It's like saying, how deep is your swimming pool? And the guy goes, oh yeah, my swimming pool is 1,051 feet deep. No, it's not. Your swimming pool is 1,051 feet above sea level. How deep is your swimming pool? Your swimming pool is 6 feet deep. And the average depth right now with the current water drop at Lake Mead is gonna be 128 feet out there. This right here is starting to sandbar. Now just take a look. So if you go take a look at this, the water is 2 to 3 inches deep, and it goes out probably about to that point out there, like 30 feet out. And then you're looking at probably 2 feet deep. But from right there, my God, anybody should be able to just throw a football from there right over to the wake, the tire wakes right there. And that's the reason why they got to have these buoys out here and these maintenance platforms. These guys are out here constantly measuring the depth and putting these buoys and adjusting it so that boats don't come in here and get marooned and bottomed out, you know, on these sandbars. One of the things that I like to do when I come out here to record and document things at the lake is these signs that they have here. The parks put these signs up here to show you just where the water was in 2021 and where it's at down there now, where the water line was. And then here's another one at 2018. Now guys, from 2018 to 2021, that doesn't look like a whole bunch. But from 2021 all the way to 2026, just take a look at that sadness. All right, guys, so I'm gonna show you right here. This right here is the beginning of like the ramp back here. And take a look at this. Look at how much of this is an extended part of the launch ramp that goes all the way down here, guys. I told you already, this thing has been extended so many times because of the water drop. Water used to be all out here, and they've extended this, and I kept on saying that this, you could actually land small airplanes on this right here. That's just how long this ramp has been extended. All right, guys, so we are over at the old boat harbor, and take a look over here beside me, guys. Take a look at all this. You know what this stuff is right here? These were all the boats that were along the shoreline. They actually came out and finally cleaned up the shoreline. These were all sunken boats. We got some sunken engines here that they had in the shoreline that was sticking out of the mud. You got all this, and you got all these boats here, guys. Who knows, man, from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Some of these have registrations on them, but these were all down in the bottom of the lake, and they all became exposed once the water dropped low enough to where they could fetch them out. I don't know about this one, man. This doesn't look like it was underwater. It could have been. It does. I don't think so, but I know these guys were. I'm going to show you. There's a whole lot more of this out there, but this is real cool that the parks were able to pull all this stuff out. Another boat that was in the water, buried out there. One time it was a lot of fun, and then all of a sudden, probably got capsized by a wave down at the bottom of the lake. And then all this rubbish over here, guys. This is mooring blocks and mooring cables. There was so much of this, man, just strewn all about the shoreline. And it's really cool to see that, you know, the park services came out there and cleaned all this crap out of the bottom of the lake. Alrighty, guys, so we're out here at the original Lake Mead boat harbor, which is behind me right now. And take a look at this right here, guys. All of that back there, this is all extended boat ramp launch concrete that was extended. A good quarter of the mile ramp. So they did this twice. They did it once for this harbor, and then once this thing dried out and became ponded, which is what you're seeing right here, in between these two peaks and passes right here, all of this, man, the water was all the way up to those white lines right there, and the marina sat right above all of this right here. And here we are coming up onto one of the buoys that are normally mounted, floating in the water. Normally there's a chain on this thing here, and this thing will just bounce up and down. There's normally like a 12-foot chain that moors to the bottom here, and it just floats up on top. Alrighty, guys, so we are working our way through this pass right here. That's where we started. All that road up there, guys, was launch ramp extension all the way to the barricades, and this is the last of the launch ramp extension. Our car is all the way down here, and here's the two passes right here and here that makes the channel. We'll come through this pass right here, and I'll show you how it opens up. And oh my Lord, here we are. Now let me go down here. I see a couple of buoys. See those buoys? The red one and the green one? That stuff was bouncing in the water, at least 15, 20 feet deep in water. These Caterpillar tires, they need to go back where the boats were. Got to be careful. One day I came out here and I was doing a Lake Mead water report, and there was like a grill, a barbecue grill on the ground. And I stepped back and I was doing my little report. And I didn't know until I edited it, there was a snake back there, and the snake just shot out at me, and I didn't even see it until I was editing the video. And I see another indicator down here. There's another barrel. I call it my Normandy water marker, because it looks like those barricades in Normandy. This right here is one of them right here. And I normally use that thing as a marker as to how far of water loss that we've had until we actually hit the beach. Here's that Normandy barrel anchor filled with concrete, and it's got these spikes here to prevent it from rolling when it's in the bottom of the lake. This was intended to stay at the bottom of the lake. And look where it is now, up above on dry land. All right, guys, so we're at the old Las Vegas boat marina, and I'm gonna spin this camera around here to show you two pump stations that used to be taking in water, providing water to the city, and let's take a look at where they are now. Over here to this side, take a look at that. That used to be a Las Vegas water pumping station up there on the base of that mountain where all of this water level, as you can see the two colors, they never anticipated all this water loss. Look at them pipes, guys. Them pipes run all the way down underwater, and look at all that terracing. Never did they ever anticipate the water to run out. And the intake pipe is right in there. It's actually two little U-horns that comes out of the ground. It's right in through there. It's exposed now, sucking in air. There was a screen in the middle of it. Look at that. That was the old water pump station, defunct, dead. And take a look now where the water is. And here's the other one. That is the old Henderson pumping station. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, but that guy right there is the old Henderson pumping station. There, the water, you see, look at the white line right there. It correlates to the bottom of that bridge, to where they used to pick up water right there and bring it in and bring it right into Henderson. And then they had to put these straws as the water went down. They had to put these straws like tentacles that would come down and keep sucking up water, till eventually the pumps weren't able to pick up the water anymore. That's no longer being used. And then right below that is the #1 pickup. Right below this, back maybe about 30 feet, is the #1 water pickup to Las Vegas. That is now out of the water, exposed it to the air. And directly below that, probably another 10 feet, is the pickup #2. On the other side of this hill is the low-level pumping station, okay? It's off limits. We can't get up in that area, but from right at the bottom of this bridge here, if you go out right around there, that area right about there, that is where you go down to the bottom of the lake, and that is where the plug is. Whoop. The water comes out through there, it comes under the lake, right into the side of this mountain right here, and it's pulled into the low-level pumping station, which is on the other side of this hill, and all of that is processed, and that water gets pumped to Las Vegas. And here's a little evidence of what I'm talking about, of my dear friend and my size 10 shoe next to the carp. Look how big he is, man. Size 10 shoe. Just terrible. Alrighty guys, well that's everything that Maria and I have for you today, out here doing a shoreline report at Lake Mead, trying to give you the boots on ground type of scenery here as to what's really going on. We see all the AI stuff that's generated online, and you can only take so much of that stuff in, guys, and it just kills me. It's much better to come out here with live people taking a look around here and letting me show you what I find all along the shore. So anyways, folks, if you guys like content like this, please do me a favor, like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps to support the channel. Maria, any outros?
Yeah, thank you so much again for coming with us today. And I'm so glad that we're back in Lake Mead again.
Back making some footage out here. She actually likes it, as long as it's not 110 degrees. We got a really good breeze today. It feels like 75, and
the weather is nice.
Yeah, you can see the waves crashing in, so it's really a nice day. You might not see her out here when it's 110, but for right now, this is about as good as it gets. So folks, I hope you guys are doing well. You guys take good care of yourself. I'm Joey, this is Maria. You're watching VegasDtech live from Lake Mead with the Shoreline Report. We'll catch you guys on the next one. You guys be well. Bye now.
Bye.